everyone, welcome back to another Tea Time Talk with Weeksday Reserve. My name is Kara Zubrick, and today I am joined by Kara Fox with the National Audubon Society. And Kara, I was hoping you could tell us a little bit about National Audubon Society and what you do in the Gulf region today.
Sure. Once again, my name is Kara Fox. I'm the Director of Gulf Restoration for the National Audubon Society. We're a national conservation nonprofit organization, and our mission is to protect birds and the places they need across the Americas today and tomorrow. Audubon has 23 state chapters across the country. We have 41 nature centers, and we have nearly 500 local chapters based around the country. And, you know, it's really about just preserving bird populations across the Gulf of Mexico.
So what are some of the approaches y'all take to conserving the bird populations, conserving habitat for these species? What sort of programs do y'all have to help you with that mission?
Sure. So the way that we protect birds is through science, advocacy, and of course through conservation measures like restoration projects. One of the programs that really is vitally important is our Audubon Coastal Bird Survey. And it's a citizen science program that gathers vital science information on birds that breed here, that winter here, or spend a short amount of time migrating through the Gulf of Mexico. And this program was born directly after the BP oil spill, which was 10 years ago. And we realized that there was a lack of baseline data on these species currently, after the spill. And we realized that trying to quantify an injury and how are these birds really affected by the BP oil spill was really difficult without a baseline number of population data. So this program was born, and now we've been gathering data on these birds for 10 years now, and it helps scientists to determine conservation measures for these birds.
That's really neat. And so I know you mentioned there's a certain citizen science aspect to that. What sort of stewardship programs do you have, does Audubon have, that citizens can get involved with helping collect this data?
Sure. So in addition to Audubon's Coastal Bird Survey, we're probably best known for Audubon's Coastal Bird Stewardship Program. And that's where volunteers and Audubon staff alike work tirelessly each summer to protect beach nesting birds from things like predators and, of course, human disturbance. Beach nesting birds, as we know, face a wide range of challenges and stressors, but they're particularly vulnerable to human disturbance. Beach nesting birds, of course, lay fragile eggs directly on the sand, and they blend in perfectly. So it's really easy for an unsuspecting beachgoer to step on an egg, to flush parents from a nest. And we know how hot it is here on the Gulf Coast. We're both out there sweating right now. And so these birds, their parents provide shelter, provide shade from the sun for these fragile eggs and chicks. So even if a parent is flushed for 20 minutes, that could be really detrimental to these fragile eggs and chicks. So the stewardship program is to educate citizens, educate beachgoers that want to utilize our beautiful beaches here in Alabama and across the Gulf of Mexico, to keep your distance, to share the shore. So we put up symbolic fencing and signage to alert people for beach nesting bird areas. So then I need to walk around this fenced off area. And it's been a really successful program. We've seen bird populations soar, because of this program.
That's great. I'm so happy that you took a moment to talk with us a little bit about these programs. They're definitely very valuable to our natural communities here on the coast. And so with the rain picking up just a little bit, I think we're going to try and transition really quickly over to Angela, who's going to be speaking with Sabrina Cobb from the Alabama chapter of the Audubon Society. And they're going to speak a little bit about some of the local projects and local species of importance here in coastal Alabama.
So thanks, Clara. Now we have Sabrina Cobb with us, and Sabrina is with the Alabama Audubon. Sabrina, can you tell me a little bit about what Alabama Audubon does and what you do with the program?
Sure. I am a coastal biologist for the Alabama Audubon. Alabama Audubon is a nonprofit bird conservation organization that was funded in 1946 under the name of Birmingham Audubon Society. We have two offices. One is in Birmingham and the other one is in Mobile. We are a chapter of the National Audubon Society, but however, we are our own independent organization. We work with several partners across the state to help build a strong conservation network where we can collect valuable data and use that data to implement management strategies and help protect the birds that are here in Alabama.
So tell me a little bit about being a coastal biologist, going out and taking surveys. Are you just taking surveys along the beaches here in Alabama?
So being a coastal biologist in Alabama, it means that basically we're going out during breeding and non-breeding seasons, collecting data, conducting these surveys along specific routes in Mobile County and Baldwin County, where we're looking for nesting birds during the breeding season, and during the non-breeding season we're just trying to collect specific counts on birds and see how their populations are doing.
And I see you brought a sign with you. Would you mind holding that up so our viewers at home can see this? It says, "Please do not disturb sensitive nesting area." This time of year is nesting season for a lot of different shorebirds, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about those birds and some of the more sensitive species that you see along the Alabama coast?
So our coastal stewardship program allows us to go out and conduct these beach nesting monitoring surveys, and when we find a nest or a colony of nesters, we will put up the symbolic fencing, usually on a wooden post or a metal post, and then have like a piece of line wrapped around the area to help give this breeding birds space that they need, so that they're not disturbed from their nest. And sometimes when birds are disturbed from their nest, this can cause really big issues, especially down here with the heat. The birds can be subjected to overheating, the eggs can overheat and the chicks can overheat. And this fencing is just like a good way to help also educate people on the breeding birds here in Alabama.
And what types of birds are those? Like what species?
So we see several different species of birds here. We focus on 11 different species. Usually the ones that we see are snowy plovers, least terns, black skimmers. We've had American oyster catchers as well.
That's really neat. And so these birds are, you don't know a lot about nesting birds. They are like right in the sand, right?
That's correct.
And just making, a lot of times, just a little kind of scrape in the sand for their eggs. And so what I think about when I think of that is, you know, we have so many people coming to our beaches this time of year, visiting Fort Morgan and Gulf Shores and Dolphin Island and Orange Beach. What can citizens do to help with bird conservation?
So really what we ask people to do is, if you see this fencing and these signs, that you please respect their presence and not disturb the birds. Please don't go inside of the fencing. It's really important to keep your distance from these nesting birds so that they can successfully hatch and fledge, and we can keep our populations thriving in Alabama.
I want to thank you so much for being here and talking with us about it, and also thanks to Kara Fox with the National Audubon Society for talking about these wonderful birds that we have this time of the year. I want to say thank you for joining us with another one of our Tea Time Talks, and we hope you enjoyed it. We hope it was a nice little break for you this afternoon, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.
So there are over 600 Audubon coastal bird stewardship and monitoring sites from Texas to Florida, and volunteers really are the heart and soul of both of these programs. So if you live in any of the Gulf states and are interested in joining as a volunteer, reach out to me. If you're in Texas, Florida, Louisiana, or Mississippi. And Sabrina, what about for Alabama?
If you're interested in volunteering with Alabama Audubon, you can contact any of the other staff on our website at alaudubon.org. We are currently looking for volunteers to help with our Audubon coastal bird surveys, which are due to start on August 20th.